the verb. Afloat, to float. Different words, different meanings, same spelling. Spring, a spring. That's a noun. So, a spring, something like this. Or spring, as in the season. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, spring. So these two are both nouns, but they still have different meanings, even though they're spelt the same, homonyms. Note the noun, and note another noun. So you have note, a note, a paper note that you write someone, or a musical note. Two different kinds of note, same spelling. Coach and coach, both nouns. You could also have the verb to coach. So a coach can be a coach of a football team, a person who trains a team, a coach, or it can mean a vehicle like a bus, a coach. And finally, light, a light, or light, the adjective. Okay, so it's light in here, the opposite of dark, or a light. So again, homonyms are words that are spelt the same but have different meanings. Okay, these are just a few examples, but there are many, many more. Okay, good. Let's move on to some grammar. So we're going to look at the passive or the present simple. We use the passive when we don't know the subject of a sentence. The subject being who does an action. The present simple formula is or are plus past participle. Okay, so is or are plus past participle. For example, you are taken to a different time. So, if we're talking about a time machine, we say you, but we don't know who that is, so we use the passive, are taken. Are plus past participle to a different time. Okay? And we also use the present simple passive to talk about things that are generally true. For example, English is spoken in many countries. Okay, so there's the is and the past participle, the passive. So we use it when we don't know the subject, or if we're talking about something that is generally true. Okay? So let's try an activity now. And I want you to choose whether the sentence is P, passive, which is this, or A, active. Okay? So number 1. Computers are used all over the world. Is it passive or active? Number 2. I do all my homework on a computer. Passive or active? Number 3. The film starts at 8 o'clock. Passive or active? Number 4. A lot of films are made in Hollywood. Number 5. A lot of ancient things are kept in museums. Okay, passive or active? And number 6, we often visit our local museum. Passive or active? Okay, so remember, passive when you don't know the subject or you're talking about something generally true. So number 1, computers are used all over the world. And we can see the passive structure here, are used. It's a general statement. Computers are used all over the world. Passive. Number 2, I do all my homework on a computer. So it's not a general statement, and we do know the subject, I. This one is active. Number 3, the film starts at 8 o'clock. Okay, so we can't see this structure, and we know the subject, the film. It's active. Number 4, a lot of films